I have lived inside the questions for as long as I can know. I have wrestled with suggestions of which way I ought to go. I have doubted every morning, I have second-guessed the night. I have missed every warning of the wrong disguised as right. I have loved with hesitation, holding back before the leap. I have built my own frustration out of promises I couldn't keep. I have stood at every doorway, counting reasons not to stay. I have chosen every detour just to keep the doubt at bay. I have talked myself from feelings that were honest, warm and true. I have buried all the meanings of the things I knew. I was raised on careful loving, the kind that hedges every bet, the kind that keeps on shoving feelings into safe. And yet my heart was always second-guessing, always waiting for the fall, always careful with its blessing, always building up the wall. I've confused the doubt for wisdom, I've confused the fear for sense, I've confused the quiet kingdom of my heart for self-defense. And every love I've held so lightly for the fear of holding wrong has slipped away so nightly, like a barely finished song. And every door I never opened, every word I never said, every hope I left unspoken lies as something better dead. But then you came without an asking, without a warning or a sign, without the need for any masking. You just quietly became mine. And everything I used to question, everything I held at bay, became the quietest confession of a love that had to stay. I looked at you and felt the stopping of the noise inside my chest. I felt the doubting finally dropping, like a bird that found its nest. I love you without doubt, without the fear of falling. I love you without doubt, without the second calling. I love you without doubt, for the very first time. True, I love you without doubt, and that doubt is gone for you. You are the first love I have entered without packing bags to leave. You are the first door I have centered myself inside and chose to believe. You are the first morning I have woken without dreading what's to come. You are the first truth I have spoken without going halfway numb. You are the first hand I have taken without planning the goodbye. You are the first faith unshaken that I've held beneath the sky. You are the first quiet I have rested in without the itch to go. You are the first love I have tested with everything I know. And every test has come back certain, every question answered clear, like you pulled back every curtain and the answer was right here. behind the door. I love you when you're tired and heavy, when the weight sits in your eyes. I love you when the world gets edgy and you're wearing thin disguise. I love you when you lose your patience, when the words come tumbling out. I love you past the irritations. I love you without doubt. I love you in the unbecoming, in the falling and the raw. I love you in the slow incoming of the you nobody saw. I used to think that certainty was something earned and never free. I used to think it lived in eternity of proof laid out for me to see. I used to think that love needed testing, needed time, and needed ground. I used to think it needed resting before the real could be found. But real doesn't ask for testing. Real doesn't need the proof. Real doesn't need the second guessing. Real just lives beneath the roof of everything you are to me now, everything you've quietly shown, every morning, every somehow that has made me feel less alone. I don't need the lengthy proving, I don't need the years to say. Everything about you moving through my life has cleared the way for something honest, something I have never known, something true and something fondest, something finally fully grown. I love you without. I remember all the evenings when the loneliness was loud, when I sat inside the meanings of a life behind a cloud, when the silence had a texture, cold and hollow, wide and deep, when the night became a lecture of the promises I couldn't keep, when the bed felt like an ocean, too wide and too unknown, when I moved without the motion of a heart that felt at home, when the mornings came like strangers, knocking soft but feeling far, when I lived inside the dangers of not knowing who you are. I remember all the winters of a soul that wouldn't thaw, all the cold that leaves its splinters in the places no one saw. I remember all the masking, all the smiling through the pain, all the answering without asking if I'd ever feel the same. I remember all the hoping that the emptiness would fill, all the quietly just coping, all the forcing myself still. I remember all the praying in the language of the lost, all the staying and the swaying and the counting of the cost. And the cost was growing heavy, and the waiting wore me thin, and the heart was barely ready for the love about to begin. And then you walked into the picture, not with fireworks, not with show, not with any grand scripture, just the warmth of hello. And the winter started melting, and the silence found its sound, and the heart I had been sheltering finally wanted to be found. I didn't plan for the unraveling, didn't plan to let you in, but love arrived without the traveling and quietly settled on my skin. I love you without doubt. You melted every winter. I love you without doubt. You pulled out every splinter. I love you without doubt. You filled the empty space. I love you without doubt. You gave the lost a place. You came and sat beside my broken, without a word of pity near. You came and left the heart unspoken, but made it somehow disappear. You didn't need the explanation, didn't need the full account. You loved past every hesitation, past every fear and every doubt. You saw the parts I kept so hidden, the ones behind the daily face, the ones that felt somehow forbidden, the ones that needed breathing space. And you didn't flinch or stumble, didn't turn the other way. You just loved me in a humble, quiet, ordinary way. You stayed beside the complicated, you stayed beside the hard to hold. You loved the parts most underrated, the parts nobody else had told. I wanna tell you what you've given, what you've quietly restored, the life I now feel worth the living, the love I now move toward. You gave me back the trust in morning, the belief that day is good. You gave me back without the warning, the feeling that somebody could love me in the full and fractured, could love me in the dim and bright, could love me in the raw and captured moments of the darkest night. You gave me back the soft of breathing, the easy in and easy out. You gave me back the warmth of being loved completely without doubt. And that's a gift I cannot measure, cannot weigh or count or name. That's a gift beyond all treasure that set my quiet heart aflame. I think about the version of me that existed in the cold. I think about what it took to free me from the story I'd been told, the story that said love was fleeting, that it always came with cost, the story of the heart's defeating, of the found forever lost. I believed it for so long now, held it close like it was true. I believed it until somehow every chapter led to you. And you rewrote the tired ending, you rewrote the painful page. You came in gently, slowly bending all the bars of every cage. Not by force and not by pressure, not by grand or sweeping deed, but by being the quiet treasure of the only love I need. And the story now reads differently, every chapter, every part. The ending lands so brilliantly in the warmth of your heart. I love you without doubt. You melted every winter. I love you without doubt. You pulled out every splinter. I love you without doubt. You filled the empty gave the lost a place. And now the nights are full of something, something warm and something near. There is a language that we speak now that nobody else can hear. A quiet one, we found the peak now of a love that's always near. It lives inside a single glance, inside the passing of a hand, inside the unrehearsed romance of things we both just understand. It lives inside the morning coffee, left exactly where I need, inside the moments soft and lofty of a love that plants its seed. It lives inside the way you find me, even when I haven't spoken, inside the way you always remind me that the silence isn't broken. It lives inside the small and tender, the moments nobody would write, inside the love's most quiet splendor, hidden in the everyday light. I love the language of your laughter, the way it fills the empty room, the way it chases what comes after every shadow, every gloom. I love the language of your stillness, the way you hold the quiet space, the way you move through all the illness of the world with steady grace. I love the language of your patience, the way you never rush the slow, the way you give the quiet cadence to the things that need to grow. I love the language of your kindness, the way it reaches past the wall, the way it works against the blindness of a world that's seen it all. I love the language that you brought me, the one I never knew I'd speak, the one that life had never taught me, but found me at my lowest peak. And I have learned to speak it daily, in the morning and the night. I have learned to hold it gaily, through the darkness and the light. I have learned that love has languages beyond the ones we write and say, beyond the grand and lavish images of the loud and grand display. Love speaks in the unremarkable, in the Tuesday and the plain, in the soft and the unsparkable moments hidden in the rain. I love you without doubt, I speak your quiet language. I love you without doubt, through every joy and anguish. I love you without doubt, in words and in the still. I love you without doubt, I always know I will. I watch you when you think I'm reading, when you think my eyes have gone. I watch you in the quiet needing of a love that carries on. I watch the way you carry worry, soft and private, never loud. I watch you move without the hurry of the ordinary crowd. I watch the way you hold a stranger with the same respect and care. I watch you move through every danger like the grace was always there. I watch the way you handle failure, not with shame but with a learn. I watch everything I see is adding to the certain that I feel. Everything is slowly padding out the love that is most real. You love without the scorekeeping. You love without the fine print clause. You love without the constant reaping of the credit and applause. You love the parts that need the tending, the ones that others left behind. You love the broken and the bending with the most devoted mind. You love the version still in process, the one that hasn't arrived yet. You love past every kind of protest and love me past my every debt. You love the Tuesday and the tired, the underdressed and underprepared. You love the dim and uninspired, the moments nobody else cared. And that kind of love is rarer than the grandest love on show. That kind of love becomes much fairer in the quiet overflow. I think about the love that saved me, not in drama, not in scene. I think about the love that made me something better than I've been. Not the love that came with thunder, not the love that shook the ground, but the love that pulled me under in the softest way it found. It found me in my unremarkable, in the ordinary and the worn. It found me in the barely speakable mornings after I'd been torn. And it loved me past the question, loved me past the need to know, loved me past the doubt suggestion that a love like this could go. And I stopped the constant asking, stopped the waiting for the end. I stopped the daily double masking, and I let the love just mend. Mend the places long since broken, mend the edges worn and frayed, mend the words that went unspoken, mend the debt the doubt had made. I love you without doubt, I speak your quiet language. I love you without doubt through every. I have watched the years go quietly, rolling soft like morning tide. I have felt the time move rightly since the day you came inside. Not inside the door or hallway, not inside the room or space, but inside the heart's own hallway that was waiting for your face. I have felt the months of changing, the growing and the shift. I have felt the slow arranging of a life becoming gift. I have felt the seasons turning through the warm and through the cold. I have felt the quiet learning of a love that's making bold. And every season's left a marking of the love we've built so true. Every season's left it sparking in the things we daily do. I love the way we've built our rhythm, the one that only we two know, the one that lives and breathes within them quiet moments, soft and slow. The way we move around each other, kitchen, in the room, like a sister and a brother, like a flower and its bloom. The way we've learned each other's signals, the ones that need no word at all. The way we've heard the quiet ringings before the other starts to fall. The way we've made our own traditions, the small and sacred just for us. The way we've built our own conditions of a love without the fuss. The way we've grown into the knowing of the other's deepest need. The way we've kept the river flowing every day. We plant the seed, and people see us from the outside, and they think they know the whole, but the story lives inside the inside of two intertwining souls. They see the surface of the choosing, the easy and the bright display, but they don't see the daily losing and the finding every day. They don't see the quiet battles that we fight and win alone. They don't hear the gentle rattles of a love that's fully grown. I love you without doubt, through the seen and the unseen. I love you without doubt, through everything between. I love you without doubt, in the private and the true. I love you without doubt, in everything we do. I love you in the disagreement, when the words come out too fast. I love you past the brief mistreatment of a moment that won't last. I love you when the patience wears thin, when the day has taken all. I love you when the tired sets in, when we're barely standing tall. I love you in the ugly crying, when the feelings overflow. I love you in the undying of the tears you let me show. I love you in the miscommunication, when the meaning gets so crossed. I love you past the irritation of the thread we sometimes lost. I love you in the imperfection of the love we're learning still. I love you past the misdirection, with the most devoted will. Because love is not the highlight reel, love is not the pretty frame. Love is in the deeply real, the mundane and the same. Love is in the showing up now, when the feeling isn't there. Love is in the working out how to keep choosing with the care. Love is in the soft returning after every bump and fall. Love is in the constant learning of the other through it all. Love is in the staying power, not the grand romantic deed. Love is in the smallest hour of the most unglamorous need. Love is in the looking over at the one who knows you most. Love is finding every closure in the one you love the most. I think about the years behind us and the years that lie ahead. I think about the love that finds us in the morning and the bed. I think about the conversations we will have in 20 years. I think about the celebrations and the the unremarkable and true. The blessing is the choosing gaily every morning, choosing you. I love you without doubt. There is a softness in the knowing that you are always going to stay. There is a warmth inside the growing certainty of every day. Not the certainty of perfect, not the knowing of no pain, but the certainty worth every step through sunshine and through rain. The knowing that whatever comes now, whatever road we have to face, we will find the quiet somehow of each other's steady grace. That is the kind of peace that settles deep beneath the noise and rush. That is the love that proves its mettle in the quiet and the hush. That is the kind of love worth having, not the loud or the display, but the kind that keeps on saving something beautiful each day. I have learned the art of leaning when the weight becomes too much. I have learned the quiet meaning of accepting someone's touch. I was never good at needing, never good at asking in. I was always good at bleeding quietly beneath the skin. I was always good at carrying what was never mine to bear. Always good at the marrying of my pain and my despair. But you taught me how to open, how to ask and how to take, how to leave the words unspoken, sometimes just for both our sake. You taught me that receiving is as brave as giving out. You taught me that believing is the opposite of doubt. And I've grown inside the teaching of the love you quietly give. I have stretched beyond the reaching of the life I used to live. I have opened every window that I used to keep shut tight. I have let go of the shadow and I've stepped into the light. Not because the dark is over, not because the pain is done, but because I found the cover of a love beneath your sun. I love you without doubt. You taught me how to lean. I love you without doubt. You love the in-between. I love you without doubt. You showed me how to give. I love you without doubt. You taught me how to live. I wanna talk about the evenings when the day is finally ceased, when the world surrenders meanings to the quiet and the peace, when we sit without the needing of a word to fill the air, when the silence does the reading of the love that's always there. Those are the moments I hold dearest, not the grand or the profound, but the ones that feel the nearest to the love that we have found. The ones where nothing needs performing, where the face can just be still, keeps quietly forming without the need of any will, where we simply just exist now in the bubble of our own, in the place that we insist now is the finest we have known. I love you past the definition that the dictionary holds. I love you past the proposition of the stories love has told. I love you past the poet's writing, past the sonnets and the verse. I love you past the love songs lighting, for better and for worse. I love you past the movie ending, where the credits start to roll. I love you past the sweet pretending of a love that's only whole. I love you in the continuation of the story after the screen. I love you in the daily station of the life lived in between. I love you past the first year's passion, past the newness and the thrill. I love you in the quiet fashion of a love that loves you still. I think about the future mornings, 20, 30 years from now. I think about the gentle warnings of the age upon the brow. I think about the slower moving through the rooms we've made our own. I think about the constant proving of the love that we have grown. I think about the grandchildren maybe running through the afternoon. I think about the youngest baby sleeping underneath the moon. I think about the table older with the photographs around. I think about the growing bolder of the love that we have found. The knowing that whatever comes now, whatever road we have to face, we will find the quiet somehow of each other's steady grace. That is the kind of peace that settles deep beneath the noise and rush. That is the love that proves its mettle in the quiet and the hush. That is the kind of love worth having, not the loud or the display, but the kind that keeps on saving something beautiful each day. We have come to the last page now of everything I meant to say. We have found the quiet way now to the end of the display. But endings are not really endings when the love refuses close, when the heart keeps right on bending toward the one it loves the most. So this final page is really just another way to start, just another way to clearly write you deeper in my heart, just another declaration of the love that won't be done, just another quiet station on a road that's just begun. Just another morning rising of a love that keeps on bright, just another sun surprising at the ending of the night. I wanna tell you what you've built here in the corners of my soul, what you've quietly fulfilled here in the places once left whole. You built a room in inside the broken, where the light could filter through. You built it soft and left it open, with a window facing you. You built a bridge across the distance of the me that was before. You built it with a quiet persistence that I didn't ask you for. You built a home inside the restless, where the wandering could land. You built it without being breathless, with the patience of your hand. You built the thing I couldn't name once, the thing I didn't know I missed. You built it in the smallest same ones, moments of a daily list. And I have lived inside the building of the love you quietly made. I have felt the constant gilding of the ordinary trade, the trade of one day for another, the trade of 1 year for the next, the trade of loving one another past the complicated text. And every trade has been worth making, every cost has been worth paying. Every morning, every waking has been worth the choosing stay. I love you without doubt. You built me something true. I love you without doubt. I built myself in you. I love you without doubt. Through every trade and cost, I love you without doubt. Through everything we lost, I wanna thank you for the staying when the leaving would have been so much easier than the praying through the hardest in between. I wanna thank you for the silence when the words were hard to find, for the steady, quiet reliance on the strength of your kind mind. I wanna thank you for the choosing every morning, every night, for the never once refusing to keep choosing what was right. I wanna thank you for the seeing past the face I showed the world, for the loving of my being, every flag both flown and furled. I wanna thank you for the giving of the love that didn't count, for the reason I keep living past the fear and past the doubt. And I know that words are limited, know that language has a wall, know that everything submitted cannot carry it all. Know that every verse I've written, every lyric, every line is just a surface barely bitten of the love that's yours and mine. Know that all the songs ever written by the greatest hands and hearts still could never have outwitted what our love quietly imparts. Because our love is living, breathing, not a thing confined to page. It is more than any reading could contain in any age. It is in the air between us, it is in the daily grace, it is in the love that frees us every time we share a space. So here I stand at the completing of the song I had to write. Every verse its own repeating of a love that won the fight. Won the fight against the doubting, won the fight against the fear. greatest victory is this, and standing humble in the crowd of all the loves that come and go now, all the loves that bloom and fade. We are standing in the slow now of the love that we have made. Not the love that needs the proving, not the love that needs the show, but the love